Happy Friday. Wear red Friday. Remember everyone deployed. R-E-D. Let's talk about presents today. It's going to be a short one. There's a lot of pain in America right now. A lot of this. When you point one finger forward, there's three more pointing back at you. That's a trigger finger. That's a war figure. Think about that. You cannot give what you do not have. You cannot expect peace in this world, and much less in your community. You do not have peace within yourself. Inner peace isn't something that you read about in a social media ad and all of a sudden you have inner peace. Inner peace is a place. It's deeper than the heart. It's at the soul level, where there is no right or wrong. There just is. You've heard me teach about there are no bad choices, there are no good choices. They're simply choices. What we make as people for choices affects a lot more than just us. Who knows what was going through the mind of that police officer in Minnesota when he shot that man 4 times after being told everything that he's supposed to tell the police officer in the order he was supposed to tell him. The tragedy is that police officer has to deal with that too. We still don't know what that's all about. We do know there's a 4-year-old child whose world is really messed up right now. And the girlfriend of that man, whose world is shaken to the core, probably have never been witness to such violence before in her life. And now she's going to live with that for the rest of her life. And that child is too. What took place in Dallas is murder. Outrage has nothing to do with it. Getting even with the police has nothing to do with it. That shooter knew exactly what he or she was doing when they started firing at those police officers. We're talking about presence today. And for those of you who are joining us, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the upticks and the hearts. Today is a sad day in America because we're truly not free in America until each of us, are free in ourselves. We give up this walking arm in arm. You're still a movement against a movement. There is no win. Pointing fingers, there is no win. There are no bad people, there are no good people. You're pointing fingers at each other and blaming each other for your own lives. You're not being present in your own life. Presence is the point where manifestation becomes action, friends. That is point 0 for some of us in the military. I'm a military veteran. I was 20 years in the Navy and retired. Proud days of my life. At a time in America where being in uniform and wearing short hair made you a target. And now, in America, just having the wrong color of skin makes you a target some days. Whether it's white or black, Muslim or Catholic, somewhere in my 63 years on this earth, people lost who they were, who they are as a people. We read ads and listen on the television and on the radio about Gee, I wish it could be like the 50s. All of this was happening in the 50s. None of it was put on television. None of it was put in reading print because it was controlled then as it is now. The thing that we have in our favor as a society is the very thing that you're watching me on right now. Facebook Live is going to save lives in the future. Facebook Live is better than just taking video on your phone and have it your phone confiscated and the video removed. Well, they can't do that on Facebook Live because the world sees what's going on. We're talking about presence today. Your presence in the world and how you walk in it. Here in Western North Carolina, last night we had 50, 60 mile an hour winds along with heavy rain. It hit us as hard and fast as a moving train, full blown, and was gone just as quickly. That's what's like living in the world. Storms hit you. It's what you do about it. Presence gives you the ability to learn from things that did not go as you planned them to go. There's only really two things that happened to you, and from the Mentor's Corner, I hope you take this with you today. You either succeed in what you're doing, or you learn a way that it doesn't work. You don't fail. Fail is a word that we're taught very early on in life by people who had the mentality that if you weren't a success, you were a failure. Well, somebody taught them that too. Well, you get to stop it right by being present. Presence is the point where manifestation becomes action. Now, it doesn't mean money. It doesn't mean fame. Maybe it's just living in the presence is your manifestation. Happy Friday to you all. Thank you again for being on the Mentor's Corner.